time for the final best of 3.
I thought you were going to say it's time for the final.
We're in the finals, guys. TaeJa and Ace got here.
I love it when you do that.
Is it pretty cool when I do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I'm watching you do it when you do
You
it.
know me, so you should be like, ah! My face is like red.
Oh, man.
All right, guys. TaeJa against Ace.
Now,
who will survive this group?
Last
H.
time Ace took it. But, you know, they were all very close games. The first map is going to be Atlantis Spaceship.
Atlantis Spaceship.
Will we see a game as ridiculously powering as that last game? Probably not.
No, I don't. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
One of these guys cheeses it would definitely be surprising. It's time. To GSL. All right, that's it. That's my best outro. Let's do this. All right, it's time for the rematch in the top center starting location. He managed to beat Lena. Can he defeat the person who beat him in our first best of 3? He is
Liquid TaeJa.
our Protoss player. He managed to beat this guy already, but then he had to go up against Liang. Does he still have the stamina to win this one round? We'll see. He is
Starting Ace.
Here we are, Tasteless.
We're here.
There's Fruit Dealer.
Fruit Dealer.
He's actually
Fruit Dealer,
here
you're on
because
camera. You're on camera right now. He doesn't know. Yeah. He like just realized it when he got off camera.
Yeah. Oh man, and he did a backflip. I can't believe they took the
Oh, that's too bad.
he took
and then
out
a
Fruit and
gorilla
juggled
came
it.
in and he broke his face.
Yeah. It's too bad you guys couldn't see that, but whatever. Fruit Dealer is actually, I guess, the StarTale League of Legends coach now.
He is.
So I guess he's just here to. He brought Ace in because Ace is on StarTale.
He's just being a good coach.
Yeah, man. Someone's going to bring the players.
That's why I'm such a fan of StarTale. I will cheer for them always.
One thing that was messed up though is that Ace is wearing Sound's shirt. It
I
says
noticed
Sound
that.
on the
It says
back.
Sound, yeah.
It's to confuse his opponent because they're like, am I playing versus Terran or Protoss? I don't know.
I don't know. So his back of his shirt says Sound. I say, hey, get out of his booth. You're not supposed to be able to see that from there. What? This like he just stopped. Oh, I'm sorry. The SCV was lower on health. On health.
Some good harassment by this probe. Just trying to stall everything out, dealing damage.
You ever had it where you're like you're tearing and you're like being harassed by a probe and you're doing a fast expand and you try to pull that SCV that's making the command center off by grabbing it and hitting escape, but you misclick and cancel.
Hydra did that in the
Oh my
TSL,
god, that's right.
And then left the game against Noni. I think we were casting that back in StarCraft 1. It's a brutal thing to have happen. I've only had it happen maybe like twice in all of StarCraft 1, and StarCraft 2 I haven't played very much Terran. And when I do, I make the command center my main base to avoid such circumstances.
I love your stories, Artosis.
You're welcome.
I know one of these days Artosis is going to have a bunch of little grandchildren. And we're all going to gather around the fireplace and ask for Grandpa Artosis to tell us war stories about being a StarCraft pro gamer.
Yeah. They're not going to believe it either. So by then, we're on probably StarCraft 3.
Yeah.
To be fair. First expansion.
Probably.
Like, no, really?
What do you mean you
The
could only
Marine was
select
that
12?
bad? How did you go Marines against Protoss? I'm like, oh, I never made Marines against Protoss. You would lose instantly.
But Grandpa Artosis.
You're telling me that 8 High Templars and Dark Templars came out of the same building? Like, you didn't need a Dark Shrine? You didn't need a Templar Archives in both of them? No. just both.
It was different back then. It was another
So
time.
that was just a super strong tech path? Yeah. Yeah, it was. Stalkers had way more damage and hit points? Yeah, they did. Why didn't you play Protoss in StarCraft 1? Well,
because Grandpa.
Because I was a
makes
man.
Bad choices.
I was a man full of honor and pride, and I fought the good fight. Playing Terran in StarCraft 1 was like fighting off a bear with a popsicle stick while you're sitting in a wheelchair.
It's pretty
and
tough.
Boy, was I good with that popsicle stick. Anyways, he is going for the 3 Nexus build again. And not too surprised about that. On the other hand, though, TaeJa is not going for 4 command centers. Believe it or not.
How's about that?
He has 3 Raxes. Is he just going to go right into... He's getting +1. I guess he's going to go right into medevac and just try the same style that Ryung did. You know, where you're going over there and you're saying, all right, we're going to decide this.
Well, you know, if you notice, these guys, in their last series, they let each other kind of do their own thing for so long. Ace clearly loves to be in the late game. But, you know, TaeJa does engage much better than Ace does.
Well, he's going to try to play like Ryung. You know, like, just try to get that harassment damage going. Try to get Ace out of position. But Ace showed us against Ryung that he's very good at defending it. You know, he didn't have to lose that game the way he lost it. So we're going to have to see can TaeJa do that, and if it doesn't work, still transition into a macro game like we saw from Ryung.
All right, here's the factory. The starport's going to be made right next to that when he swaps the reactors. Now, here's one of the problems right now. Well, actually, it's not a problem. It's just like a trait about this map. It's so big. If you walk all the way across the map, you are going to not have as much stuff as them by the time you get there.
Yeah.
Unless you're Protoss and you have a pylon over there.
Yeah. And which is
you warp in units.
Exactly. And that makes it hard to actually be aggressive on this map, which is why we saw it played out like the way we did. But, you know, TaeJa doesn't want to play that same game again. He lost that game before, so he's going to switch up. He saw what Ryung did. And, in fact, while he's getting his starport, he is getting another command center. So while he's going to start with the very aggressive dropping and trying to outmaneuver Ace, he's going to be getting ready for another base.
Yeah. So, we'll have to see. Looks like we have Zealot legs on the way here.
That's right. More
Second
gates
eBay
as well.
coming down here, too.
I like that he's getting charged oh so quickly. He does have 4 of his gases so far. I'm sure that we'll see the Templar Archives pretty soon.
Oh, I'm sure. The Zealot Templar very strong nowadays. Just got to be careful of ghosts.
Yeah. Now, Ace has to be a little bit careful. He's out in the middle of the map, and medevacs are on the way. So if he's way out of position, then he'll be in trouble. But, you know, he knows the timings. He knows how to deal with something like this. He's getting his 2 forges, but a little bit slower than he did against Ryung. I'm liking this. He kind of shored up some of the inadequacies he had against Ryung to make sure that he's going to be okay.
Right, he's been spotted. Remember, see, if that was Ryung would have turned around and gone another way. You've been spotted. Even if he wins a little engagement, he keeps mixing up his movement patterns.
And down come the medevacs. Looks like he wants to clear out that Zealot on the Zealot Watchtower. He's got to be careful, though. And Ace is doing a really good job of spreading his units once again. I'm looking around, and he's got a lot of them at the 3rd because he really does think his opponent's coming down there. In fact, a probe is checking on it.
But 2 more gates coming up here. He's going to have a very solid one of these Tier 1 armies backed up with the High Templars. When Storm comes out, that's going to be a big game changer.
And on 9 gates, if TaeJa accidentally messes up and loses a lot of units, then he's going to be able to get counter-aggressive, especially considering he's Protoss and he can just warp in over there as opposed to just walk across the map with reinforcements.
Whoa, settle down, Slayer's Boxer, Micro.
Jeez.
Oh, those 2 Marines died. I knew it wasn't Slayer's Boxer.
Yeah, I guess his would have lived.
His would have lived no matter what.
Yep.
He is the Emperor.
Now, it's interesting that TaeJa just now is deciding to drop. You know, he's had these medevacs out for a bit, and he kind of missed the area where the period of time where it's really hard for Ace to split up all his units enough. So this drop really is not going to do anything. That time is over. Ace is basically safe from everything.
Okay, he's Coming down here now with the medevacs. Let's see how this all goes. Probably not well. Yeah, he's pretty safe.
Yeah, he's not even gonna
Storm's
drop
done now, by the way. Well, it's going to be done in a second.
1-1 as well. TaeJa does, of course, already have 1-1, 2-2 on the way. He's doing a good transition out of this. Hasn't really done any damage. Now, remember, Ryung killed 11 probes in that game that he did a very similar opening to TaeJa.
We've seen Ace do this a couple times. I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to make Zealots come out here and then hit these expansions and other bases, but he's never really had a ton of success with it. He's oftentimes just feeding into the Terran having a supply lead.
He never gives up, though, and that's important.
Never give up, never surrender.
Do have some High Templars moving across the map with this little army of Ace. TaeJa deciding to close.
Whoops.
Oh, and he snaps down a medevac. Very nice move. Oh.
Storms and force fields there. Wow.
Yeah, he needs to not engage right there. Those force fields just barely whiffing. TaeJa with really good control so far. He is down a little bit in supply, but he has a lot of money banked up. Also, we are going to have double Robo Colossus transition coming up right away. A little bit quicker than we saw before.
Okay, he's going to probably try to run to the main here. And this little engagement not going to be very good for him.
TaeJa not really able to do any damage yet, but he hasn't taken damage either. You know, lose a few units here and there. Medevac, not the biggest deal, especially since he's taking his
Oh, he's going to drop into the main now. And, well, we got this army chasing away TaeJa, but what about the main? Is he going to be all right?
Warping in some Zealots to flank with. He does have a High Templar. He could use some
pick up and
feedbacks.
leave here.
Oh, and one of those medevacs just barely living through it. Warping in a couple Stalkers now. Oh, and he gets one of them. Nice. Well done by Ace. He's really dealing with everything very well, but the supply so even, 179 to 163, not a big difference. You know, if Ace goes across the map, TaeJa will catch up in supply by then.
TaeJa actually does have an additional base over here. And he's going to know exactly when Ace takes his base because of the landed factory there. Now, this would be a good moment because TaeJa sort of knows what the plans are here for Ace. He might want to try like a Doom drop, for instance, and into the main.
He may want to. And actually, where are the units of Ace? It's a little bit out of position down near the third base. Going to come up. And TaeJa's going to run. Oh, and can he get this Warp Prism?
Oh, he gets it.
Oh my god, he got rid of so many High Templars. A great move, but still a pretty big army coming for him.
Bad force fields,
wow.
though.
Those force fields actually helping TaeJa quite a bit. All those force fields helping him, in fact. And now TaeJa going to push forward a little bit. These Marines have huge damage output with no splash damage. Well, here's some splash damage, bringing up some High Templars from the third base, and TaeJa's going to want to back up.
All right, he's got more Marines and Marauders moving out now.
I feel like he might
Oh,
be...
he's going to deny that. Oh, those units from Warp in. Getting that Nexus over here.
Is he overcommitting, though?
No, actually, he's like totally not. He's like, see ya.
And yeah, that was great by TaeJa. Really strong moves. Yeah. And now he has 4 bases against his opponent's only 3.
Taking some notes out of Liang's playbook here. Saying, I see. Ace can't quite manage as well as most Protoss is when he has a lot of bases. He knows how to get all those bases and play well, but can he handle aggressive engagements? No.
Well, so far, that is the truth. 3-3 on the way finally for Ace. It's a little bit later than his opponent. TaeJa already has that +3 attack with +3 armor almost finishing up. And getting personal cloaking, I really like that because this map is so big it's going to be hard to keep observers with your army. You know, Terran scans one time and snipes that stuff off, you're going to be in a lot of trouble when he just walks up and EMPs everything.
All right, we got the drop coming up over here, and there's really not a lot here to defend. Just these 2 cannons. The cannons have to have the company of High Templars and Zealots.
And what great company they are, but they do warp in to try to clean this up.
He needs to get out, and he does.
With those Colossus.
Ace is just having a hard time here.
He is, but he's going to max out pretty soon here. And don't forget that some of his other games look like this against TaeJa, where it looked like he was in trouble over and over, like losing, you know, having to cancel a base occasionally. But he gets this Colossus High Templar force that's just so hard to deal with.
Right, that's a lot of Colossi, guys.
Yeah, in fact, we only have 7 Vikings out so far and only 4 with this army.
All right, he's going to try to come in here now.
Oh, taking a lot of damage on his Ghost once again. And everything is EMP'd, though, so he's continuing to run forward. More Zealots being warped in. The Colossus doing a ton of damage to these Marines. But they are being picked off very, very quickly. And
TaeJa's got this.
yeah, he may be able to force his way through here, Tasteless. And, well, everything's
too
deep
much.
red.
Yeah, but he's spent a lot of energy in those medevacs.
Yeah,
he can
that's
heal
true.
that up big time.
And that is going to be a problem for Ace. Both his Robos are down here. Losing those could be just the end.
Oh, my God. Well, I think this is actually something you can't recover from.
Yeah.
Especially, like you said, with those 2 Robos there. He could just go back into Ghost once he kills up the Robos. And, I mean, what are you going to do, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Ace is going to have to focus on Zealots. He almost has 3-3, but look at this. The Vikings just taking down that last Colossus, and this might actually be it. Ace does have high Templar tech still left. He does, well, one of his Robos is still left alive. Maybe he can push him away and save that Robo. That would be important, but with TaeJa's lead, it's hard to imagine him losing this. Oh, look at that. He split Vikings from their storm.
So good. And now he's going to get over here. You can probably get this Nexus too. GG.
Yeah. The right call of Ace 2 GG there. He's going to have to do better in the next game. TaeJa switching up what he wanted to do on that map, and he actually did it really, really well.
I didn't realize TaeJa was so versatile.
He is definitely versatile. I think that's a very good way to describe him.
You know, he's flexible.
Yeah.
He can do whatever. Oh my God!
Man.
Look
Ace
at
not
Ace.
happy. Well, you lose game 1. He already beat this guy. He's thinking.
Talking about this guy's putting a lot of pressure on himself. He wants to get out of this group, but man, you know, he played so hard.
Yeah.
In these games, but you know,
it's a tough one, man. He wants to get through. He wants to join Squirtle up there. If he drops out, as we were saying before, this is important to his career. GSL is really the only tournament that he's going to regularly. We're not seeing Ace fly around a whole lot. You know, occasionally, but he's got to make a showing for himself here.
Yeah, otherwise he's going to be old news. TaeJa, I think, is trying to keep it together. He's probably also totally exhausted.
Yeah.
You see the Fruit Dealer, the legend, the first GSL champion ever, when he was Zerg, going in there to coach him and give him some advice.
Letting him
know
know
that, just focus, don't worry about it. You actually already beat this guy, and you lost to him in one of those games in the best of 3.
And also, Bailing drops are very good. No, Fruit Dealer, he's not Zerg, man. All right, TaeJa, can he do it? The next map's going to be Metropolis.
Big map.
Yeah.
Should be a pretty long game.
Yeah,
and it should be one of these games that will look similar probably to the game we just previously saw, or one of their games in the first best of 3.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see a triple Nexus again from Ace. It's popular on this map.
And we could even see triple command center here from TaeJa. Who knows?
Oh, definitely.
Or he may just go with that standard style. That seemed to work a little bit better for him. He was able to kind of keep a lead through most of that game. All right, guys. TaeJa and Ace.
Here we go,
Can Ace do it again?
Now, I want to see what spots they're going to spawn at. That definitely can change the game around. If you're close by air, Terran's going to like that. A lot easier for them to drop and then get out of there and get back home for defense as well.
Yep. If it's cross spots, the Protoss is going to love that. And again, this map kind of similar to Atlantis Spaceship in the sense, especially if you get cross spots, that you're so far away from each other. All right, let's do this, guys. We're in our game number 2 of our final best of 3. Who's going to move on and who's going to go out? Well, only time can tell. Tasteless with me is Artosis, and this is the GSL Code S.